We're already getting AC Codename Red leaks. Potentially. Listed here it says, it will be the most enjoyable game in the franchise. World premiere trailer in May 2024, gameplay showcase at Ubisoft Forward in July 2024, and the official release of the game in November 2024. And as a footnote, it says, info came to me by a trusted source, and I wanted to share it with you. So, there's a lot to digest there, let's just get into it. The first and most important thing to mention is, this is pretty much just the word of another. It could very much be true, as they do say they have a trusted source, but it could also very much be fabrication, lies, potential misinformation, or something of that matter. These quote-unquote leaks were posted by a Twitter user by the name of Bunny the Villain. Now, I don't know anything about her, I don't know how trusted or credible she is with leaks in the past, so if you do, you can let me know in the comments. It does say in her Twitter bio that she is a Ubisoft partner. I'm just gonna let you know now, if that is what I think it is, pretty much anyone can become a Ubisoft partner. If you make videos or you're a creator of some sort to do with Assassin's Creed or what have you, then you can sign up for the partner program. In more cases than not, you don't even have to have that many subscribers, they will let you in. That being said, that doesn't mean she hasn't got a trusted source. So what I want to do now is digest each part point by point under the assumption that these leaks are indeed true. Then after that, we'll do the same, but under the assumption that they are not true and come to a conclusion. Before we do that though, my name's The Exile and I cover everything Assassin's Creed. If you're interested in AC Red, Mirage, or any prior games in the series and future games, feel free to press that subscribe button so you stay in the loop with everything Assassin's Creed. Okay, the first point says it will be the most enjoyable game in the franchise. Now, to me, that is a major red flag. How is that a leak? Saying something will be very enjoyable is very subjective. That's not an objective piece of information. The perfect example being, lots of people love Assassin's Creed Odyssey and think it's the most enjoyable game in the franchise, and lots of people say the exact opposite, saying it's the worst game in the franchise. So the exact same could be said for this game, potentially. Secondly, the world premiere trailer being in May 2024, it is indeed very possible. That's usually the way Ubisoft goes about their games. The game gets revealed just before summer, we get gameplay in the summer, and then the game releases at the end of the year. That's how it's always pretty much gone with Assassin's Creed games of past, with the exception kind of being AC Mirage because they originally had an early 2023 release date planned. That didn't go according to plan, the game was delayed and pushed back to the end of the year. But if you disregard that, look at pretty much any other release date for an Assassin's Creed game and they all seem to coincide with that timing. So that makes sense, that sounds legit, and if a trusted source has said that, I'd be inclined to think, you know what, okay, well then yeah, it's probably credible. I'm not going to say true because we don't know, and we have to take every leak with a grain of salt. Going back to the game being the most enjoyable in the franchise, I mean, I very much hope it is, personally. I'm slowly starting to feel a little bit disillusioned with the AC franchise, especially after Mirage. I know a lot of people love that game, but for me personally, it didn't quite hit. And I've made an entire 1 hour critique and analysis of that game if you want to check it out. Link is in the description. So do I want this game to be the best in the series? Of course, I love Assassin's Creed and I want to see it succeed. So hopefully that's true, but I don't understand how that is meant to be a leak, because one more time, anyone can say that and that could be their opinion. Their fellow employee of the trusted source might not share the same opinion, so you can't really take much off of that really. We're gonna get a release in November, gameplay showing in July, and a world premiere trailer is in 2024. That does make a ton of sense. Now let's talk about why that could very much not be true, or be true but this isn't legit leaks. Let's talk about that. Remember what I said earlier, you can take a look at older Assassin's Creed games and see when they released, when their gameplay was shown, when their announcement trailer was shown. You can just apply that same release and announcement pattern to any Assassin's Creed game, because it makes sense that a new game would stick to that same announcement and release schedule, that same formula. It makes sense. It's worked for them in the past. It's good marketing. It's a good strategy. So it makes sense that they keep doing that, especially with their next blockbuster Assassin's Creed game. Ubisoft had more liberty to mix up the release schedule and the announcements with Assassin's Creed Mirage because it was more of an experiment experiment. It was a smaller game that was originally meant to be a DLC. Sure, it's still a mainline title, but I feel like the way they approached that game internally was a lot different. With a big blockbuster release such as AC Codename Red, we know this is going to be the next proper current gen AC game. Mirage came out on the PS4 and Xbox One as well as current gen. This is going to be a current gen only release. We also know that Ubisoft like to play things very safe these days, which is a far cry, yeah, I know, very funny, from the way they used to go about things. So again, it makes sense that they're going to play it safe and stick to their current announcement and release schedule. So to me, this whole quote unquote leak kind of screams fabrication. It kind of screams the biggest pinch of salt I've ever seen. I wouldn't ever do this, but what I could do is I could log on to Twitter right now and I could type something up very similar. I could say, a trusted source told me that the grapple hook will definitely be in the game. We're going to be on a new engine. The parkour system has been reworked and the game will release in November 2024. I could say that if I wanted and a lot of people would believe it because I've said it's come from a trusted source. I could have just made that up straight up. That could just be completely made up, and it is. I just made that up on the spot. I'm not saying that's the case at all. I have no idea. Could that be what this Twitter user has done? I'm not accusing them at all. I'm just throwing it out there that maybe that could be the case. You can't really rule one side out over the other. You've got to take both sides into account, both possibilities, and think, okay, well, it's probably true, or vice versa. You've got to look at both sides and make your own judgment, really. And until we get more really solid leaks, that's all we can really do. Again, it makes sense that this is probably going to be the case, and this Twitter user probably is telling the truth. So we know that UbiForward is Ubisoft's big new event. They've only done it a couple times, and it is the perfect place to announce a game such as Assassin's Creed, or for that matter, to announce any of their games. Last year with Mirage, we saw the gameplay be revealed at the PlayStation conference, and then a proper walkthrough to be shown at Ubisoft Forward. On top of that, it hyped a ton of people up, it sparked a ton of people on YouTube like myself to talk about the game, and then when the game finally released, it sold like crazy. It was a major success. Ubisoft are very much a metrics-driven company from what I understand, so they're going to look at that data, they're going to think, wow, okay, we know exactly how we're going to announce AC Codename Red, and we're going to stick to that pattern, and we know it will sell like hot. Hidden blades, jokes, hotcakes. So there you have it. That is the potential new leaks for Assassin's Creed Codename Red. What do you guys think? Do you think this leak is legit, or even if it isn't legit, do you think it's probably going to end up being true? Let me know in the comments. We'll get a conversation going and build that AC community. I love you guys. Make the Father of Understanding guide us. Oh, also, you can subscribe to me if you did enjoy this video. I will see you soon. Goodbye.